Hey there, it's Amelia, and in today's video, I'm going to discuss new print options in Ingram Spark, plus a couple other settings you should know about, and I'm also going to review the royalty calculator in Ingram Spark. Let's get started. I primarily use Amazon KDP for all my books. The only exception is I had set up my hardcover version of my children's books on Ingram Spark in the past, because KDP, even though they now offer hardcover at the time of creating this video, you can't set up your children's books here because hardcover versions have to be 75 pages or more. By the way, if you use KDP and you'd like to have your children's hardcover books on KDP, contact them and let them know, because I had a question and I went on the KDP chat today and I asked them about the hardcover for low page count, and they appreciated my inquiry and said they would pass it along because they've gotten lots of other inquiries by other people. So the more we ask, the more they may make it happen in the near future. So upon logging in today, this pop-up appeared with a message about new print options. The message says we now offer an ultra premium color option that is ideal for books that include images and graphics that would benefit from sharp, crisp contrast. Ultra premium books have offset printing color quality using a toner printer. Also available, a groundwood paper, a lightweight, thicker paper that is mostly paired with mass market and trade content. And then they mention that you can check if your book could benefit from this type of paper by using this publisher compensation calculator, which we'll look at in a moment. After I clicked done, on the home page, another pop-up window appeared, which you see here, and it looks like they're celebrating their 10-year anniversary. And this message says, we no longer charge book setup fees. It's that simple. Upload your books for free. Not so fast, because it's not 100% free. A couple things to know is if you do upload your books on Ingram Spark, even though the initial upload is free, after 60 days they will charge you $25 every time you need to upload a revised interior or revised cover. So you want to keep that in mind. They also have a new charge they haven't had before, and I'll put a note in the description below so you're aware of that new fee. So next, let's take a look at the publisher compensation calculator. This is something to check whether you use Ingram Spark or not, so you can compare notes with Amazon KDP. I'm going to use my children's book as an example, but you want to plug in the values that are appropriate for your book. First, you want to select the trim size, and my children's books are 8.5 by 8.5, so I'm going to select that trim size. Next, you want to select the interior, color, and paper. Now, this could be the paper that you currently use for your books if you self-publish on Ingram Spark, or it could be that you don't have books yet on Ingram Spark and you just want to see what happens and what the result is for the royalty based on the color and paper selection. So for the interior color paper for my children's books, I used color, and for the paper options, you have these options here, and the new one that they are mentioning is the ultra premium color. Previously, they had color printed on 50-pound white paper, color printed on 70-pound white paper, and premium color printed on 70-pound white paper. Now, when doing my research in the past, when I set up my children's books, I was told to opt for the premium color, which would be the most vibrant for my children's books. I do want to mention that I have a separate video where I compare the print color quality of Amazon KDP paperback versus hardcover on Ingram Spark. So I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in that video, but in a nutshell, I'll tell you that the Amazon KDP paperback is a lot more vibrant as compared to the hardcover on Ingram Spark, which is still very, very good, but it's just slightly a little lighter, like washed out, not as vibrant. So I was surprised about that since I opted for the premium color. So because I have premium color selected for my current children's books, I'll select that option. Next, for binding, you want to select if your book is paperback or hardcover. I'll select hardcover. And I did opt for the case laminate, which means the cover is glued to the boards and there's no dust jacket. For the cover finish, I used glossy. And for book type, we'll have to enter in the page count. So I'm going to enter 32. And the market is United States, and you can select for your country here. The current list price for my first children's book is $21.99. Now the discount. This is the wholesale discount that you give to the retailer. So in my research in the past, I was told to opt for the 55% discount if you're interested in selling your books in bookstores and libraries. They do look for that 55% discount. Now, if you offer the 55% discount, my understanding is after IngramSpark takes their cut, the retailer would be able to sell your book at a 40% discount. Now, I have opted for the 55%, but I'm going to lower it, and here's why. With a 55% wholesaler discount for a 32-page count book, with a list price of $21.99, it costs a whopping $9.41 to print it. Now, this has nothing to do with the discount, but it does have to do with the file size, the type of interior file you have, and the paper you select. The compensation is only 27 cents with the discount of 55%. Now, if I change the discount to 40%, the compensation changes to $3.56. In doing some research lately, I've been asking some other authors what they set their discount amount to, and some have opted for the 55% if they're interested in having their books in bookstores. Others have reduced the wholesaler discount percentage to 40 or even 30%. If I wanted to, I can decrease the price a little bit to make it a little easier on the buyers. So let's see, if I did change this to $20.99, then the compensation would be $2.97. Let's look at some other scenarios. One of my other books is 33 pages, and it's priced at $24.99. And the current discount for that book is 55%. As you can see, the compensation is lowered to $1.49. Now, if I change that to 40%, the compensation then changes to $5.23, allowing me to lower the price slightly if I want to, and let's see what happens if I change it to, say, $21.99, which is comparable to the first book that I showed you. If I reduce it more and go with the $20.99, and I would receive $2.87. Now let's see what happens when you change the type of paper. So if we scroll up, I'll stick with color, but this time instead of premium color, their new ultra premium color, to me, most probably is going to be very expensive. Let's take a look. If I select ultra premium color and leave all the settings as is, the compensation is lowered to $1.83. The print cost has increased to $10.55 as compared to the premium paper, which I previously selected. You also have the option of testing it out on 70-pound paper here. And if you do that, the print cost is reduced to $8.03, and the compensation is now $4.35. If you're considering uploading your book to IngramSpark, I highly recommend that you visit this IngramSpark calculator and enter in a couple different types of values for the different fields. You'll be able to then calculate the print cost as well as your compensation. Now, I've moved over to Amazon KDP just for comparison purposes, so you can see the difference for a paperback and the settings for expanded distribution, print cost, and royalty. So for this particular book, which is the same book that I was comparing on IngramSpark for the hardcover, this is the paperback version, which is currently priced at $11.99. Now for the paperback, cost of printing is $4.20, and the royalty rate is 60% for a royalty amount of $2.99. It's always good to use these calculators, and try to price it so that you would at least be earning $2 to $3 accordingly. You can certainly increase the price of your book and see if it sells, which would allow you to earn a higher royalty, but you also want to consider pricing that's comparable to other books. If you need more help on how to price your books, I have a separate video on pricing, and I'll put the link in the description below. Now, you also might be interested in knowing that KDP also has an expanded distribution option. The expanded distribution option on KDP means that large book distributors can make your title available to other online retailers, libraries, universities, and booksellers beyond Amazon. Now, I've contacted KDP Chat today to make sure that if I have a hardcover version of a children's book on INGRAMSPARK, which has expanded distribution, if I would also be able to check the box on the Amazon KDP side for the expanded distribution for the paperback. Both have separate ISBNs and their different formats. KDP support has confirmed that yes, it is perfectly acceptable and okay for me to check the box for expanded distribution for the paperback since it's a different format as compared to INGRAMSPARK. The royalty rate is the rate you'll earn for each sale based on the book's list price, and this is for the expanded distribution, which is lowered to 40%. So for the royalty amount with expanded distribution, if my book was purchased through that route, the royalty would be 60 cents, as opposed to someone buying it outright directly on Amazon, in which case I would earn $2.99. So in summary, if you're considering Amazon KDP and or INGRAMSPARK, the best thing to do is do your research and use the compensation calculator on INGRAMSPARK, and I'll also put a link in the description for the calculator that's available on KDP. So things to consider when you're calculating your price as well as calculating your royalty would be to do your research and make sure that your book is priced accordingly for similar books. Also, take into account the interior, whether it's white or color, the number of pages of your book, and the type of paper that you're printing on. All those factors will be used to calculate the print cost as well as your compensation. Well, you've reached the end of this video. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and smash the like button and remember to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.